So basically, just going back through our process, um, we have um, let's see, pull up my share my screen here. So we have the blue sky phase of things. That's where you basically are drumming up any ideas that you have. That's where anything goes. You don't have to put any limitations on your thinking, how much it's going to cost, how are you going to achieve it technically, where are you going to find people that are brave enough to ride this attraction, whatever it is. Um, None of that should enter your mind. None of that should be a concern when you're in the blue sky phase. That's your phase where you are simply coming up with ideas. Anything under the clear blue sky is a good idea. That's why that's called the blue sky phase. Then from there, you want to start narrowing down some of those ideas and picking out some of your favorite ones, and you want to come up with some concept art. And here is just a reminder of some concept art. Let me see. Here we go. So I pulled up some concept art for an attraction that I really like from Disneyland, the Haunted Mansion, which I believe you said you've been on before, yeah? Been on the Haunted Mansion, yeah. So concept art, again, it's just to get your ideas on paper so that you can start making choices design-wise, color, feel, tone, all of that stuff. Again, this is all concept art for the Haunted Mansion. And then after you do your concept art, you want to start putting that all into a story form. So you want it to start having some sort of narrative for the audience. And you can either do that as writing a story in paragraph form, you can write it as a script, or you can write it as a storyboard and draw out all the little scenes. So that's a personal choice of how you want to do that. And after you work on your storyboard, you'll want to start to create some working models so you can see how things work. And if we look here, we see again for the Haunted Mansion, we started with concept art, and then we start building some working models. And again here, concept art, working models. And from the models, you can see on a small scale what might be your problems when you are doing things on a large scale. There's a video, if you look up Walt Disney Pirates of the Caribbean design, and they've built an entire model at shoulder height of Pirates of the Caribbean. And you walk with your head on the track where the boat would go. And so you can watch Walt Disney doing this. He's in this model, and Pirates of the Caribbean is happening all around him, but it's all this big. So he's going on a tour. He and the woman who's hosting the show with him are going on a tour of Pirates of the Caribbean, but they're inside of this model. So they can see in the model, oh, that doesn't work, or the sight line is weird there. I can see off the attraction, or I can see back to a part of the attraction that I don't want to. So again, you want to control the whole storytelling experience for your audience, and doing the model helps you to see on a small scale what your problems are going to be. And then through different iterations, the models get bigger and bigger and bigger, so you can scale it up, scale it up, scale it up, but you're not making the most basic mistakes on the big full scale thing, right? And then once you have your models and everything is good, you want to start settling in on what your attraction is going to look like on full scale. And that includes, again, all of the design choices that we talked about that help tell the story. Sound design, lighting design, costume design. That involves costume design for the performers, whether they're live performers or audio animatronic performers. That includes the costume for the vehicle operators. You want to think about your landscaping around the attraction. You want to think about the smells that you might have piped in Disneyland. If you walk down Main Street, You might often smell popcorn or sweets or candy, and there's a little bit of that coming from the actual stores, but uh, they actually also pipe that smell in to enhance uh, the homey feeling of it. Similarly, there was an attraction called Soarin' over California, and you would go flying over this orange grove, and they would pump in the smell of orange trees so that you get the full storytelling experience from that. And once you have that, um, then you're ready to go. You're ready to start having an audience come in and checking out the attraction. But with this kind of storytelling experience, the thing that I like, because I'm a process-oriented creative person, I really like the working on things. I'm less interested in the finished product. Like the finished product is great and everything, and that's what's for the audience. But for me, the fun part is working on it. And the great thing about this kind of storytelling is that Walt Disney had a word that he called plussing. And that is that the attractions can always be plussed based on the audience's reaction to it. So if the audience says, oh, I wish it had this, or oh, this ride has been around for 10 years, it's getting boring, it needs something else, you can always add more stuff. Walt Disney said, and again, I quote Walt Disney a lot because he was the first person to do this, but again, I don't ever want to come across as the Disney parks are the only parks. A lot of the parks do this stuff. The Universal parks and the Six Flags parks and independent parks do this kind of thing. But Disney was the first to do it, and so there's a lot of stuff that's attributed to them. But Walt Disney said, as long as there is imagination in the world, Disneyland will never be finished. And I love that idea, that all of the attractions can be enhanced, they can be plussed, as Walt Disney would say, they can be changed, they can be, you can add things to them. You know, Pirates of the Caribbean, when they took that story from the attraction, that attraction has such an amazing story that they were able to take that story and put it into a movie. Well, then those characters became really popular, so they added those characters back to the attraction. And so now there are the characters from the movie that were inspired by the ride actually on the ride. Same thing with Haunted Mansion. As technology enhances and they're able to do more and more things, they will often update that attraction as well. And then some attractions need to be changed, as you might have seen in the news. Some attractions are being changed because maybe they weren't as culturally sensitive as we are. And so people's sensibilities are now, when they go on the attraction, they say, oh, you know what, I don't really like this that much. Well, that's something that can change too. And that's the wonderful thing about this type of storytelling, is that your finished product is never really finished. You can, because it's something that's meant to be around for a long time, this kind of storytelling is not like a movie where you get it all edited and you put it out and boom, that's the movie and that's what it is. Casablanca is always going to be Casablanca. Sleeping Beauty is always going to be Sleeping Beauty. Cars is always going to be Cars. Or if you have a play, you do the play for the run, and you might tweak it and change it a little bit during the run, but once the run is over, then it's done. That's the finished product. But with this kind of storytelling, with the themed attraction storytelling, you have something that's going to be around for a while, and you can take the audience's reaction and response, and you can constantly be updating, changing, and making the story even better, and making the audience have an even better experience. And so that they'll keep coming back time and time again, because that's essentially what you want when you're designing themed attractions. You want the storytelling experience to be so good that the audience wants to come back and do it again, and come back and do it again. And then you add something new and they want to come back and do it again because they want to see the new thing. So yeah, so that's our review. Do you, Liliana and Heather Rose, have anything you want to share? Anything you've been working on before we head off for today?
Not yet.
Nothing. That's okay. All right. Well, I like I said, I don't want to keep you around just to stare at each other while you work on drawing stuff. So I'll go ahead and we'll call it a little bit early today, since you were our only intrepid students today. I think maybe as people are liberating themselves from their computers, we're getting less and less, especially now that school is out for a lot of people and they want to be out enjoying the summer weather. So we'll go ahead and give you guys the opportunity to do that too. So thank you for coming. I'm sorry that there weren't more of us, but we did get a little bit of a review in. And if you want to keep working on this kind of stuff, please keep working on it. If you have things that you enjoy, you can send it to the Chuck Jones Center, and I would love to see your finished work. If you work on any of this kind of stuff, send it to the Chuck Jones Center, and we'll take a look at it and maybe even put it up on the Instagram. Sound good? All right. Well, thanks, Liliana and Heather Rose. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye-bye.